Hi, my name is Kevin, and welcome to my bi-weekly shop update for Studio Flexless. The last 2 weeks have been very focused on stand making, as will the next week to 2 weeks, in preparation for all of the shows going on at this point that we're doing. So I finished up 2 stands in the last couple of weeks. This one for my pinion pine is made out of Chechen or Caribbean rosewood with Osmopolix as the finish. And then this one for my wife Lydia's elm forest is oxidized African mahogany in this lovely black, also with Osmopolix on it. Currently working on the third stand that I'm showing, which will be made out of Chechen and oxidized black. Yeah, it's gonna be a nice color. It's starting to even out into this.
Yeah.
Just took a bit. A bunch of the iron had precipitated out. So it's not quite as black on the first coat.
Yeah. Do you think that's just gonna happen
Yeah.
when the oxidizer sits?
Yeah. Well, initially,
Okay.
it'll stay in solution for a long time, but
Yeah.
some of it will precipitate out because it's just the way it is. Getting some weird random inconsistency on the edges. Don't know why. Shouldn't be anything because I didn't get any finish on those. On the outside edges at least.
Right.
Wood does what the wood wants.
Has that just had one coat?
Yes.
That underside?
This has had 2.
Yeah.
Obviously. But
Yeah.
all the stuff there has had 1.
Cool.
So one interesting thing about this stand is that the oxidizing behaved a little bit differently based upon what board each individual piece of wood came from. So the frame and the rails and the legs all came from the same board, whereas the top was a separate board, same color when it's raw, but it's absorbed differently. So it actually absorbed differently across the board. So there's a little bit more brown up in here, whereas these 2 pieces that make up the top are much darker, and that's very different in certain lighting from the rails. But if you have a high light on it, it does look very consistent across the board. So I didn't make this stand, but I am doing the finish on it. It's made out of cherry, and the person I'm finishing it for got it unfinished because they wanted a different finish than what the person that made it has on offer. So that's what we're doing. It's a Sumi ink to dye the color black/brown. And then just doing my standard Osmo Extra Thin, since it's kind of a tight grain species. And it'll be a nice satin finish then. So for that third stand, I've already started planing the raw material down to thickness. parts that I need, so the legs and the top onto these two, and then I'm gonna keep going with that. It's got a little bit more to get to thickness. So this stand, for my opinion in particular, was drawn up in CAD, and I spent a lot of time figuring it out in the 3D world before I even touched the wood. I was able to draw up plans for all the pieces, and then I even printed some one-to-one templates that I made just to help me cut the legs. So we've got the angled leg there, and this leg there, and then a whole bunch of labeling for the angles, so it was a lot easier to just cut them out on the track saw and get it glued together. So this stand also has a lot of book matching going on, so I book matched the top as well as each individual side, and then I was able to do a really good grain match on pretty much all of the sides. These weren't from the same board, but I think they were from the same tree, so it worked out really well. So that's it for my bi-weekly shop update. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz, and hope to see you in 2 weeks.